everybody? Welcome back to another HBCU Man Cave. It's your boy, your uncle, your cousin, your best friend. I'm A. Harris Brown. You already know I'm here with my man, my ace, the one, the only Kevin Keys, the third. Ba, 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 ba. And together, we got another incredible episode lined up for you. Now, tonight, we're diving into a real one. The silent battles managing burnout and mental exhaustion. It's not something we talk about enough. But since September is Suicide Prevention Month, it's time to break the silence and share some truth. So wherever you are, whatever you're doing right now, you hit that like button, hit that share button, leave a comment, hit the hearts. Let us know that you're out there and invite somebody else into the conversation. Now, here's the question. Now, I know we've all felt the weight of burnout, right? That mental, emotional stress and anxiety and even physical toll it takes on all of us. Well, we're here to unpack it and to get real about it and learn how we can fight it together. Let me tell you about our special guests for today. We got two dope guests tonight to help us navigate this conversation. First up, we got Shane Kame, an active duty serviceman in the United States Navy. Thank you for your service, brother. Yes, who's also hitting the books hard at his alma mater at Virginia University of Lynchburg. This brother is on track to earn his doctorate in healthcare administration and health sciences by 2025. Man, I know you want to hear his story. Shane, welcome to the cave. What's going on, brother?
Thank you. I appreciate it, man. It's all good over here.
Awesome sauce. And we also got Joshua Cross in the building, a recent graduate of the Kentucky State University. He's a member of the oldest and the coldest fraternity, Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. Is there any other organization I need to even acknowledge? I don't even know. This brother is also a former basketball player for KSU and an all-around student leader. Josh is helping launch. Now, if you already know, we are going to be launching real soon a historically Black Sense Midwest division. Yes, so that's going to be all about Josh right here. And he's got some wisdom to drop on us too. So Josh, my man, welcome to the Man Cave.
Frat, what's going on? I appreciate the invite. I appreciate the talk. Let's do it.
Now listen, brothers, listen, and to everyone, again, like we always like to say, if you're in the chat and you're watching us right now, make sure you leave a comment on whether you're watching us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Make sure, let me go on and pull up one of my, Kevin, you guys pull up on Instagram?
Yes.
Right, any comments over there, I'm going to pull up what we got over here on Facebook and on YouTube. So if you want to leave a comment, we'll try to get to you as much as we can, answer some questions, again, about today's topic. So let's talk about it real quick. All right. I want to take y'all feedback for a minute. I want to just take you back. I don't know how far back we can go. Well, I'm going to say for Josh, probably about four plus years ago. So he's the most recent graduate on the screen right now. But I'm going to take you back. Do you all remember being in high school in your senior year and that stress was creeping in? Anybody remember those days, you was talking about this stress? You know what I'm talking about. I'm calling it, we called it back in the day, senioritis. Okay. And we used to have that burnout feeling of finishing school and about to start something new. Plus the pressure of college applications piling up. Man, I remember starting all of those application forms, essays, and deadlines. Like, how am I going to get through this? This was a stressful time for any of us during this time period. And listen, that's why this what ties us into our topic today of burnout and mental exhaustion. Even back then, I'm quite sure it was real. And if you're trying to figure out your future and all those applications that added to the mental load. But today, listen, fellas, if you all didn't know, things have gotten a lot easier for our young kings and queens nowadays. That if you're a high school junior or senior, or even a community college transfer, student thinking about applying to a number of historically Black colleges and universities, you don't have to worry about filling out tons of applications and paying those high costs anymore. But The Common Black College application is your solution. With just one application and $20, you can apply to over 60 HBCUs across the country. Yes, you heard me right. One application, one application fee, and you're set. No more stressing over multiple submission deadlines or breaking the bank with individual fees. And it's not just easy, it's efficient. You have direct access to over 60 member institutions, and you can securely upload your transcripts, your test scores, and GPAs all in one place. It's an ultimate way to streamline your journey to higher education and alleviate the stress. So don't let burnout hold you back from your future. Head over to Common Black College app.com and take charge of your academic destiny today. Now, let's get back to the program. Kevin, go ahead.
I don't even question it no more. I don't even question it. You got it. You got it.
So, fellas, it seems like every week I'm able to ease in one of these promos. And it's just like, Kevin's like, how did you do that? Like, I don't know.
Hey, I didn't know it was a promo till like 30 seconds ago. I ain't gonna lie to you. I didn't know it was a promo. You hit it so smooth. I'm like, okay, this what we doing? He's advertising all black schools right now. Right on.
That's why I'm like, I'm for it. I support it.
HBCU unity.
Yeah, I'm here for it. Now, let's get back to our topic. So our topic today, again, is the silent battles, managing burnout and mental exhaustion. Now, this is real talk. For real, this is real talk. To all the brothers and the sisters who are watching, but we love when our sisters are watching and they leave us comments out there, feeling the weight of life by pushing us through, it's just weighing on us, right? But guess what? You don't have to carry it alone. Again, this is not a promo. This is just real talk. Burnout is sneaky. It can lead to more dangerous things if left unchecked. Suicide rates among men are alarming, and that's why we're having this conversation during Suicide Prevention Month. A quick stat for you all. According to the Mental Health America, men are 3.5 times more likely to die by suicide than women. And that's why we're shining a light on these silent battles and giving you all some tools and some strategies to manage them. And if you've ever felt like you were reaching a breaking point, remember there's always help. And we're going to be dropping some resources throughout the show. So with all that said, let's chop it up for today and let's get into our questions. Now, here's my first question. Here we go. I don't know if I'm just gonna throw it out there to any of the brothers, and y'all can just jump in on it and talk about it. What are some of the early signs that if you ever felt that you were mentally or emotionally exhausted? What are some early signs that you like, you know what, I can't do this, I'm exhausted and I'm tapping out? What were some early signs for some of you all? Kevin, what you got?
When nothing fazed me. When I started to felt like I was just absolutely numb and I was just going through the motions, when I was just going through it and I'm just like, hey, I'm here. Like, no, nothing bothered me. It just is what it is. Like when nothing mattered, that's when I knew I was going to a burnout. I knew that I wasn't okay. That was the moment that I was just like, yeah, you about to crash out. Because it was just like, anytime anybody asked me, was you okay? It was just like, I'm here. Like, I'm here, but I'm not here.
Like that was the crash and burn situation.
Yeah.
All right. Josh, Shane?
I definitely believe, just because of the topic that we're on right now, avoiding burnout, mental health, I believe one of the lead-in for me, and just for me being in the military and just being an HBCU grad, is silence. If you're a person that is just lively and just welcoming everyone, once you hit that silence or silent button, that's a common thing to say, okay, listen, I'm done. I'm burned out. Can't do it no more.
Wow. Okay. Mm-hmm. He said once you get silent, I think I can agree with that. Yeah, because if I'm quiet for too long,
it's a problem. It's definitely a problem. And sometimes we walk around, and being in the military also, it's a big big thing. And I can relate to just being black and being around campus and just being in the military. It's just like you go silent and you just walking around, you kind of mope, you're not really talkative, you're not really answering anyone, you're just kind of going through the phase or going through the moment. It's time to like, okay, let me check up on this brother. Let me see what's going on here. Because sometimes all we just need to do is vent. Sometimes we just need a listening ear. So once you go silent, that's a key sign for you to or know that you already checked out.
Okay. That's your signal. That's your signal right there.
Yeah, it is. Mm-hmm.
What up, Vernon? What's really good? I know I hear you with Hell Wildcats. I see you out here in these streets. That's my classmate right there. Even though we lost the game yesterday, but again, I can always say I'm side note real quick. It's like I won. Either way, I won because it was Clark Atlanta versus Bethune-Cookman. So either way, I was going to win because I'm in grad school. If y'all didn't know. All right, Josh, you want to jump on this one? You know, how do you know? Well, when do you have an early sign? What's your trigger?
Both of the things they said, I have experienced both, and those are both great answers. Just to add something different, I'd say making it to the end of the day. A lot of people don't realize that there's people just focused on making it to the end of the day. They're not focused on enjoying their day, relishing what happened during the day. They're not taking time to think about their day. They're not really romanticizing living life. You know what I mean? And I think that gets taken away from a lot of black men early on just because of the responsibilities that we have that we should not have to have. So that's something different from what they said that I've experienced. You just counting on the end of the day. Okay, let me make it through this. Okay, we almost there. I'm almost back to the room in bed. So I feel like that's something that a lot of black men get called lazy for, but it's just really something when we're dealing with depression and other mental things like that, I feel like we're just trying to make it to the end of the day, bro. Let's just get home. Get home safe. That's it. With everything going on, just get home safe. That's it.
That's the sound bite right there. I'm just trying to make it to the end of the day.
That's it. As a black man, you just trying to make it to the end of the day. These days, for real.
Listen, according to the World Health Organization, burnout is characterized by 3 key signs: feelings of energy depletion or exhaustion, increased mental distance from one's job, or feelings of negativity or about work, and reduce professional efficacy. I was like, I just don't want to do it. You might also notice things like difficulty concentrating, irritability, or even physical signs like headaches or digestive issues. Yeah, listen, if you can't have a right little talk with Jesus, if I can keep it real, if you just can't have a little talk with Jesus, something ain't right. You backed up. Recognizing these early signs is key to preventing a long-term damage. So here's another question for you all. Can you recall a time when you experienced burnout? How did it affect you mentally, physically, and emotionally?
Who want to go first? I mean, okay. Can you state the question one more time?
Sure.
Just so I can
recall a time when you just experienced burnout. I'm done. I'm checking out. People didn't saw your signs. We didn't figure. Oh, how did it affect you mentally?
This is easy.
Physically, and emotionally?
This is easy. My first year at Kentucky State. I think a lot of people don't understand, like, going to an HBCU, no matter how many black people you've been around, is a culture shock off rip. So my story is I transferred from a JUCO. I played basketball at my JUCO, ended up getting an offer from K-State, transferred to K-State, was witnessing burnout live time, working out 4 or 5 hours a day, doing schoolwork, then going to practice, and then going back to lay down, making it to the end of the day, like I was saying. But I was doing all that working out and all that burnout stuff because I was so depressed at the time, but I did not realize it at first. Crazy. So there's a link to depression, burnout, and all the side effects you see. You're not realizing that at the point though. So I think what it did to me, honestly, at first it got my mind. I wanted to go home. I wanted to leave. I wanted to be done. And after you think about something so much, your body gets tired. And you tired of getting up. It's like you waking up in the morning, you don't want to get up. Or you can't find a reason to want to get up. And then what that does to you emotionally, you start flashing out at people. You tired. You don't feel like talking. You don't feel like having those conversations you're used to having. You know what I mean? So yeah, all that's what it looked like for me. My first year at K-State. It all got better after that, but that's what it looked like for me.
Oh, it happens. Shane, what you got?
Oh man, I can go on and on about the same thing. I went to Montgomery College for first semester before getting a football scholarship, and went to Virginia University Lynchburg, and just getting on campus was even overwhelming itself. Again, we all are Black students, but we're from different walks of life, right? And then when you add in the weight of systematic racism, cultural expectations, um, societal pressure, that can lead to burnout, your mental illness, just you not feeling up to it. You're running around campus, but you're just existing. But you're there, but and you're just existing. You're not really involved.
Soaking up the experience.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was a big thing. I mean, football, love it. So I got there and I was ready, emotionally, mentally, physically. After about a week, I'm like, what is going on? Like, I'm not feeling how I'm supposed to feel. And you're around your own people, but you're not being accepted, because guess what? Somebody's from California, live a whole different life in California, right? You have another culture from Florida. You have people coming from all walks of life, and then you have to mesh, and that's going to take some time.
It does. It does take some time. Wow. Oh, wow. Kevin.
Ooh, I'm gonna say I'm gonna answer the question, but legally I'm gonna say I don't think I can answer this question because college took a toll. College took a toll on me. I'm just gonna say that because college took a absolute toll on me. But I say even something more recent when I started to feel myself burnout was when I started teaching. When I started teaching, I was trying to finish my master's degree while I was still running the head of the district step team. So had 3 different step teams, all while still trying to finish the certification to be a full-time teacher. So it was a whole lot that was going on at the same time. And I say that I seen my attitude change and I seen my health decline. Like I said, them headaches started to get worse and that blood pressure started to get worse. And I talked to y'all on here before about my blood pressure and how it expanded and how it was a lot that was going on. I almost had a stroke and my blood pressure, stroke level and all that. But when I tell you like that burnout be real, and it's like you feel it coming on, but you don't believe that it's gonna happen. You don't believe like, okay, it's getting to this point. You be like, oh, I got it. And so much times in our community, we always feel like, oh, we don't gotta sit there and address it. We just, just chuck it up and just keep on moving. Got to see it through. The whole time, me not addressing it caused the entire problem with myself, and I didn't realize it. So it was like I know now if I would have addressed a lot of things that I was going through earlier, I wouldn't have crashed out. But it was a matter of me constantly saying, "Oh, I can deal with it. Or I can deal with it. Or I can deal with it," and just saying it is what it is. No, it ain't what it ain't. Like I gotta stop saying it is what it is. Like 'cause sometimes we get into that it is what it is mindset, and then we just forget to just say, "No, this is not okay." But we forget our own morals and our own boundaries, and we forget and we lose ourselves. But, yeah.
The Harvard Business Review once said that noted that unchecked burnout can lead to chronic stress, anxiety, depression, and even physical health issues like heart disease. Understand, brothers, personal story that you all are sharing today is not just helping us here on the screen, but you have no idea how it's impacting those who are watching us right now. Let me go back to this comment that Vernon put in the chat. He said again, what triggers the F? It's switch. I'm trying to paraphrase because Bernie, you didn't type too fast. I'm not exactly sure what you
no, I got you. He's saying what triggers the F it switch, especially when dealing with an outside culture that doesn't understand a Black man's pain when it comes to suicidal thoughts.
Thank you. Okay. Yes. Anybody want to comment to Vernon on that one
What
there?
you? I
So,
mean,
oh,
go ahead. Go ahead, bro.
so, so I graduated from Virginia University of Lynchburg, right, HBCU, and then I went to a PWI, where I got my master's and another BS degree, and then came back to Virginia University to get my doctorate. Right now, that question I can definitely relate to it on scholastic side of it, and also on a military side. When it comes to outside culture, doesn't understand what a black man's pain, right? And when it comes to suicidal thoughts, it does trigger the mess out of you sometimes, right? Just being in certain environment and not having that outlet, not having that person that you can run to and talk to, not having that type of support that you really need, and for somebody to come and say, "Oh yeah, this and that is that." No, you don't understand the culture. You don't understand where I'm coming from. You can't fit in my shoe, right? So trying to give me some type of guidance and some type of you know word of encouragement, it's not fitting. It's not fitting at all.
Mm.
That's why I say, as much as we hate to bring race into it, that's why it's hard for the black community to trust mental health professionals, because it's like a white person can read our lives out of a textbooks all day and we still never fully understand what we go through as a people. I mean, they don't even write textbooks to address the mental health that's plaguing the black community. They just talk about the normal, okay, this is how depression looks, this is what anxiety looks, and these are maybe the causes. So then when it's like when we start talking to them about the real systemic oppression that we deal with that lead to these, depression and anxiety and all these different mental health issues, we don't address them because they don't understand them. And it's like if we had a push for more African Americans and just people of colors into the mental health field, maybe just then our people of color will actually believe in the mental health profession.
Because we carry so much. I don't know, but I think we have years and years and years of just built up aggression, trauma, anxiety that trying to balance work and life is a lot. Is a lot. So that's a question. And let me just go to that was even part of my question. How do we manage, or how do you all manage? Share with some people some strategies on how do you manage a work-life balance to try to prevent burnout.
I can name a couple, but before I go into that, I want to throw out an interesting fact. Um, in the mental health field, it's a predominantly white field, right? Um, and 88% of the counselors that are mental health counselors, right? And that's a study that was done in 2019. So of course, with that high percentage and not walking the walk and talking the talk, I don't see where you can help me. I don't see what kind of advice you can give me to prolong my life, to get me out of this funk, to get me, you know, back up and running again, so to speak. So that's an interesting fact that I, definitely have in mind. And one of my masters in human service counseling. So I want to make a dent in that field. Coming from my background in the military, trust me, I want to go ahead and push forward because I believe helping our black people, students all over, is very important to me because I can see what
Mm-hmm.
mental health illness can do to us as a community.
Okay.
Now, to go back to one of those, what I would say is the best one I can think about is an open dialogue. Have an open dialogue. It just needs that person to break the stigma around mental health through honest conversation. Just
So
like
is this my work-life balance?
yes, the work-life balance. Yes.
Okay.
You know, like we in the man cave, we chilling. You come over the crib, we watching football. You know your team is not that good, but mine either. But I believe an open dialogue, and we are lacking of that. We are so lacking it because it happened to me. It happened to me, and I'm pretty sure at some point in time it happened to one of you gents. You know, having an open and honest conversation about your mental health is so much important to have a work-life balance.
It's so important.
Yeah.
Anybody else before I go into my soliloquy?
I would say learning how to disconnect. I think that's one thing that I have a hard time doing as a teacher. I love having my email on my phone. I love being able to check after. And I've learned the hard way, even just recently, like within the last couple of days. Like, don't keep focusing on what's happening at work. When you get off of work, when you punch out and they stop paying you, you got to stop worrying about what's happening there. You got to start worrying. And I mean, that's real when we look at it. I'm not saying, my job don't care about me, but most jobs don't care about you. And it's like, let's go back to that lady who died at the Wells Fargo and was in her cubicle for days until somebody found her because nobody was checking for her. Nobody was caring about her. So we got to sit there and really like start prioritizing ourselves and understand, one, take that PTO day, take that sick day, take that mental health day. People don't, the generations before say, oh, we don't believe in mental health days. Oh, something, you need to go to work. No, take that mental health day. Because my thing is, at a split second, you can sit there and lose that job or die. Guess what? That PTO can't come with you. That PTO cannot come with you.
You can't take it with you.
Lose it.
You will lose
Take
it.
Take it. Take that day. Take that day. Go
Yep.
breathe. Go live. Go experience life. Also take time for you. Do things that make you happy. Also remember what
Self-care.
makes you happy.
Self-care.
Yeah, sometimes when people ask, I remember one time somebody asked me, what makes you happy? And I said, if you gotta say you don't lost sight about what really your purpose on this life is, like on this earth. You gotta sit there and understand, like, you gotta remember what makes you happy. You gotta remember your reason why. And sometimes when we stuck into this 9 to 5, come home, go to work, come home, go to work, come home, go to work, we start to sit there and lose sight of why we're doing the things we do or why we're moving so hard and why, and stop being so focused on your future that you forget to celebrate your present.
Mm-hmm.
Celebrate now. Celebrate what you're going through now, your small victories. Like,
in the moment.
Celebrating that now, because at the end of the day, it's like, if you don't celebrate you, nobody else will. So enjoy your life, enjoy where you at, because guess what? The place that you are right now, you dreamed about it a couple of years ago. You laid in bed and you dreamed about it. I remember being a kid and dreaming about where I'm at right now. I dreamed about, I wish I could have a degree. But now I have 2. Like, it's just saying, oh, I wish that I could see myself cross the stage, or I wish that I could run a campaign, or I wish I could be a teacher, or I wish I could drop a book. And now everything that I prayed about, everything that I dreamed about, I'm seeing it in front of my face. So sometimes I got to realize, yes, I'm not where I want to be. But if I think about it and I sit back and I reflect, I'm exactly where I said that I dreamed to be one day. So I just got to just celebrate that and just thank God and where I'm at and just praise the fact that He allowed me to get this far. I don't care where you take me now. I'm praising You for what You've done for me now, rejoicing in the fact that You was the one that
tambourine go.
for me.
Hey, why are you trying to do that?
What is that? I'm trying to get me something over here.
Sunday night, that boy came straight out. Relax.
That was a word right there.
Relax.
Josh, you want to say something about this work-life balance?
I say no. Wait. Okay. So what I would say as far as burnout goes, know who to talk to and know when to talk. You gotta know when. You gotta know when you feeling burnout. A lot of people, a lot of men in general, but a lot of Black men don't know burnout because all we know is work.
Yep.
It's never been a time in history where we ain't had to work to earn. You know what I mean? There's never been a time where we could say, hey, go do, at least in Black history, Black culture, American Black history. We've never had that. All we know is work. So we are tired beings, but we are born tired. Honestly, if you want to be real, we're born tired, but we're resilient. So we only know to keep going. And that's what I know about myself. Burnout, I didn't know burnout until I had to know it. And it was a problem when I got to know it. So that's why I say you got to know who and when. You got to know when it's time to talk to somebody. You got to know who to talk to. You got to know when you're facing burnout. You got to know, you know what I mean? It's all about knowing.
You got to know where to talk about
it. Where can you go to find someone? And that's something I had to learn too. My coaches made me go. I had to go to therapy to play, which is crazy. It's crazy. I never would go to a therapist. I used to tell myself, I never go to a therapist. I never, come
on now. You entering a whole different ball game right now.
Listen, so wait, before you go there, I need to go to a comment. I love the fact that, listen, first of all, I got to shout her out real quick. Cousin Mimi 412 on Instagram said, not the Scotch tape tambourine.
Tambourine, yeah, the Scotch tape, that one. You know, that's the loudest one in the church.
Right. Okay. If there's someone else, we thrift, yo, know who to talk to and when to talk. Profound. Yep. So listen, before we talk about you was going somewhere, and I love that.
Shout out to We Thrift Yo. Shout out to We Thrift Yo. Shout out to them.
But I want to say balancing work and life isn't just about hours. And we ain't talking about just go to work for 8 hours and you home. No, it's all about energy and some priorities. You know, again, the American Institute of Stress highlights that effective stress management includes setting boundaries. For those in the back of the room, setting boundaries, creating downtime, and even saying no. Saying no when needed. It's about knowing when to step back to avoid overwhelming yourself. Brothers, it is not selfish to take time for you. It's survival. You got to learn how to say no and set those boundaries. I ain't even going to hold y'all because, listen, it's Sunday night right now, 8:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time where I'm at. And I can't wait until Tuesday morning, 7:30 a.m. because I'm using my PTO. I put my out of office email reply on. I put it on 2 weeks ago.
You better hope your boss ain't on here. Chill out. No. You can't mess up the bag. Relax.
It's already talked about.
Hello. It's out there now. It's
over. Put it in the atmosphere. It was already documented. I'm leaving. Matter of fact, she even said, you need some time. She actually said, don't come here. I said, oh, you already know I wasn't. But thank you for the confirmation, sis. I appreciate it. All right. Hey, listen, for those of you just not joining us again, you are watching the HBCU Man Cave. Today, we are talking about the silent battles, managing burnout and mental exhaustion. As always, I got my good buddy here, my co-host, Kevin Keys, and we have our special guests, Shane Kane and Joshua Cross, having a great conversation. Shout out, hey, Monique Robinson from San Antonio, Texas, who's watching us on Instagram right now. Appreciate it so very much. So here's a question. And this is also anybody in watching us, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. If you want to put an answer in the comments, please do. Have you ever considered or taken a break from work to reset? You know, I'm taking mine. Well, let me rephrase the question. When was the last time you took a break from work and had to reset your mental health?
The other day.
Hold on, what's the question for us?
Come on. He said the other day.
The other day.
And how did it make you feel?
Like I needed that break. Like I needed to relax and I needed to reset. I mean, anybody that works with people, period, whether it's kids, adults, whether it's senior citizens, you need a break. you need a break. You need a time to disconnect and just be away from any and everybody, right? And that's okay. And that's another reason why they say it's okay to set boundaries. It's okay to tell your boss, "I'm sorry, I can't work that shift. Nope, call somebody else. Get somebody else to do it." It's a lot of power within that. It's a lot of power within telling somebody no, absolutely not. No, I can't do this for you. No, I can't do this. And it's not necessarily being selfish. It's about putting yourself first and realizing that if nobody prioritizes your mental, then I mean, if you don't prioritize your mental, nobody else will. And
Come
it's just
on.
being real with yourself.
I love that. Not selfish, but
Mhm.
self first.
Yeah,
Mhm.
self first for real.
Come on, somebody.
Don't let them institutionalize you to think you have to come to work 7 days a week, 28/8. That's how I'm gonna put it. 25/8, not 24/7s. Because I feel like, for us to be in let me back up real quick. For me, I'm in the military.
Come on, make it personal.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm gonna drop a leave every 2 or 3 weeks. It might sound selfish, but I'm putting self first.
No, it ain't selfish.
I'm gonna tell you right now, the amount of work that we got to put in, sometimes it is crazy. And for me, I'm in school too, so being active and chasing a doctorate degree ain't
Come
no
on.
joke.
Come on.
You get what I'm saying?
Sure.
So I have to prioritize my time and my self-worth, because that sometimes I'm feeling like I'm burning out. But see, I know the remedy for that now. I drop a leave, take my little butt to Jamaica, get me about 5-6 days, reset, and come back.
Right on back to it. Like that.
Yep.
He said, Susie Sue said, Susie Sue 007 said she take the whole month of June off to pause.
Hey, she must got that. She must got that.
Reevaluate and assess my priorities. Have to have happiness, purpose, and meaning in my life.
And I don't know who needs to hear this, but some of y'all just need to quit your job. Take that leap of faith.
Why would you do that?
I'm saying, I'm being real. I'm being real. Some of y'all need to quit that job. Some of y'all need to take that leap of faith, because otherwise you're gonna live inside your misery and you're gonna live inside this funk that you're gonna sit there and keep living in a life for what could have been instead of what is. And it's like sometimes you just gotta take that leap, because if you don't take that leap, you're just gonna be miserable. So you really, some of y'all just need to quit y'all jobs and just really trust yourselves. Take a bet on yourselves. And I know, it's probably somebody out here listening and waiting on this message. Like, take a leap leap of faith, like just the faith of a mustard seed. And sometimes it's quitting that job. I'm gonna tell you, I quit a job one time, and I'm gonna tell y'all why I quit that job. I quit that job because I was in Birmingham, Alabama. No offense to the people that live in the South, but I'm from Detroit, Michigan. There's no reason that I'm just gonna be just sitting in Birmingham, Alabama for nothing. So the fact that I was at a job and when they found out that I was in college, it blew their mind. I quit the next day. I quit that next day because it told me that's not somewhere I need to be. You don't want to get stuck like that. You don't want to get stuck in that type of mindset where these are the type of people that think this, that's how high they think of you. Like, they don't think that you're worth going to school. They don't think that you actually was here trying to make extra money. They thought that this was just your way of living. Like, it just was like, quit that job, and it was the best decision I ever made. So I'm gonna tell y'all, like, sometimes just take that chance and just step out on faith.
Melee 5287 on Instagram said, yesterday I had a burnout and took off. I resigned.
As you should.
Hey,
Trying to tell you,
keep it 100.
I don't blame you.
Keep it 100.
Vernon said, when I retired last year as an elected official, my body, mind, and personal wouldn't allow me to put up with the outside pressures. Liquor wasn't the answer. Chasing what? Tail, wasn't it? And liquor wasn't the answer. Chasing tail wasn't. Yes, Kevin. I had to think about what I got. No Vernon is. Vernon, listen, y'all, Vernon something else. He out there chasing tail. Woo! Listen, taking a mental health break might feel like a luxury, but it is a necessity. It is a necessity. The Mental Health UK states that intentional breaks can restore your energy and clarity, reducing your risk of more serious conditions like depression or anxiety. Think about a time when you had to pause, regroup, and how it positively affected your mental state. So it's okay. It'll make you feel better. I, it'll make you feel better. All right, so fellas, what advice? I know you all been giving some great advice. So let's, what else can you give from your own personal life testimony, from your own journey, from your own trials, whatever your triumphs and trials may have been. What advice would you give to someone struggling with burnout in their professional life?
Take time to yourself, even outside of your professional life. It's a lot of people that are attaching on to souls that aren't good for them. And that's the problem these days. They're going down roads they don't belong on because they're attaching themselves to problems they don't need. A lot of people need to take a day or two and sit by themselves so they can learn themselves. There's too many people out here attached to social media. They're getting these social media personalities, getting these internet personalities. They start losing it, crashing out. You got to sit down by yourself and really learn who you are. You got to talk to yourself. If you don't know who you are, how you telling somebody else who you want to be? That's me. When I was depressed my first couple years of college, it made you sit down by yourself and really think, who am I? What do I really like? Who do I really like to be around? I learned I didn't like to party like that. I didn't go to a party till my junior year of college. I learned that being alone, though. I had to be alone to know I don't want to be around that. I'm trying to play. I'm trying to hoop. I'm trying to make six figures by 30 at least. I know I can't be out here messing up my brand like that. It wasn't because I didn't want to go hang out. It was because I knew I was protecting a brand. I've been protecting a brand for years now. Staying out the way, staying quiet. But that comes with time by myself. I was able to learn, okay, this is what I like. This is what I actually want to do after college. This is what I don't like. This is who I don't want to be around. That comes through time by yourself. So I think spending time alone is the answer to a lot of these issues, honestly.
Okay. I love it. Anybody else? What else? What other advice would you give somebody struggling with burnout in their professional life?
I'm just gonna say this, and I ain't gonna go on a long tangent about this. I'm just gonna say, again, your worth is not determined based off of someone else's inability to see it. Okay, just because someone else can see your worth, doesn't mean it's not there. Another thing that people have to realize, especially that's going through burnout, is realizing everybody's journey is not your journey. Just because they did it at this age doesn't mean that because you ain't did it, you're a failure. Or just because it took you a little bit longer doesn't make you less worthy than them. Everything is going to happen at your time and at your pace. So don't ever sit there and like Josh said, you looking on social media and get so caught into what life should be that you forget to value the life that you have.
What life really is.
Yeah, and what life is in front of you, and just being proud and being happy at where you come from and where you're going. Just being proud. And just another thing that I just would say, when it comes to being in a burnout, is it's okay to have days where you're not okay. It's okay to cry, to go through it, to listen to y'all ride waves or however you see fit to process and just go through it. But it's never okay to stay that way. Once you go through that, cry, let it out. Pick yourself up. Look yourself in the mirror and tell them, I got you. And you're going to be all right. And remind yourself who you are. And remind yourself that you are valued, that you do matter. And then you sit there and you put a smile on your face and you smile. And even when it's hard, you smile. You keep on smiling. Do not stop smiling. Keep on smiling until that smile become real. Because them problems gonna heal. I promise you gonna heal. You gonna heal. And healing don't happen overnight. And the healing doesn't happen, just like this. But sometimes it takes just keeping telling yourself that I'm okay. I'm okay. And I'm gonna get better. So just understand that a burnout don't last forever. Even if the worst storm ends eventually.
Come on, the songwriter said trouble don't last always.
Yeah, but that's why I love tomorrow.
No trouble don't last always.
You funny, man. Hey, you can play in the whole car. You funny.
It's not about knowing that, it's something. It's about knowing that you don't have to carry it all alone. Reaching out for support, it's okay, whether it's a therapist.
Mm-hmm.
Josh talked about that earlier. A mentor, a friend. Just having that conversation can change everything. It can change everything. And these are sometimes, I know sometimes we just got to take, if you could just take that first step, if you could just take that first step to open up. Oh, come on, somebody, because I mean, we say everything is seasonal. Everything is seasonal. Come on now. And nothing lasts forever. Come on, it's just a season.
It's funny because I'm gonna piggyback on what you said.
Yes.
Self-validation is okay. Self-validation, self-efficacy is needed, right? Now, when we go back and look at historical Black colleges and universities, 63% of HBCU students experience anxiety, depression, and that's from an HBCU mental health study that was done a couple years ago. Another one from the National Alliance on Mental Health, 45% report depression, right? Another one from the Journal of Black Psychology, 75% of HBCU students feel pressure to succeed due to racial expectations. And once I said earlier, when I said open dialogue, the community support, which means, leveraging campus resources, alumni networks, because not only the 18, 19, 20 go through this, professors go through it, the alumni go through it, because we all have a life outside, right? And just having a peer group. We have the Man Cave. We chopping it up because I'm pretty sure by the end of this, I'm gonna take something from each one of you guys, and I'm gonna insert it in me, so I know for a fact tomorrow when I face it, I'm like, oh man, Josh said, you know what? Shoot, I'm gonna take LT. I'm gonna take a personal day tomorrow because I'm gonna need this, right?
Need that.
Cultural validation is so important. Implementing mental health services, diversity, exclusive, policy, all that stuff is great. Self-care is also an important one when it comes to all of that. Prioritize yourself physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. Because we Black, we spiritual.
Yeah.
Come on, now. I ain't trying to get my tambourine, but we we and that's one of the biggest things we have as HBCU students. We believe in God. We believe in the true and living being of Him working through us. So, with that being said, if we prioritize that also, man, we don't need no validation. We don't need outside validation. We don't need that.
But I would say we have to work on, as a Black community, validating each other more. This is not a competition.
Exactly. There you go.
This is not a competition. To anybody that's on here, this is not a competition.
There you go.
We all Black. We should be trying to see each other win. I just posted something the other day. This is off topic, but I just posted something the other day. It's ridiculous how many Black men are hating on another Black man.
Mm-hmm.
It's too much money out here. That's another part of depression. We ain't uplifting each other. How we saying who go talk to somebody, but we can't even talk to each other for real.
Well, I can tell you right now, Big Deuce Ford said Josh is such a great guy and my role model. So he's
Big Deuce. Hey, shout out to Big Deuce. That's Big Philly right there. And that's the man. Okay.
All right, so listen, to all of our watching, people that watch, we're not wrapping up. I just want to just put some comments out there. Burnout is a silent battle, but it doesn't have to be fought in silence. Now, according to the National Alliance on Mental Illness, they remind us that building a support system is important. Being honest with yourself about your limits and seeking professional help when necessary are critical to managing mental exhaustion. So, fellas, we're here in the Man Cave. Let's share with our constituents who are watching us or listening to us right now. What is one thing you've learned through your own experiences that could help someone else make it through? What's one thing, even whether it's something we may have said today or in recent days?
To be grateful.
What was that? Say it again.
To be grateful. Gratefulness is the most underrated skill anybody can have. You be surprised how many people live a more fulfilling and joyful life when they're grateful. When you grateful what you got. Like I said, there's too many people on social media. Once you get time to yourself, you realize how much God has given you. It changes your perspective on life. You see the joy in every day. So I think just waking up grateful. That's what my therapist, he told me, find 3 things to be grateful for every morning. That's what I do. I play the same gospel song and I say what I'm grateful for every morning.
I love that. Anybody else? What's something you've learned through your own experiences that could help somebody else make it through?
I would definitely, through my years of service and years in HBCU, and dealing with my therapist also, challenge perfectionism, which is embrace your imperfections.
That's underrated.
It's definitely underrated, right? You once you can embrace your imperfection, right? Recognize that you're good enough. You can definitely focus on your progress one day at a time.
That's facts.
In the military, we say every meal you eat 4 or 5 times a day, so you make it through breakfast. Whew, that was a good one. All right, let me get back on the grind. Ooh, I just ate lunch. Ooh, so I overcome two hurdles right there. Okay, and I'm doing good. Next meal, so I'm living off every meal. So I'm taking it step by step throughout the day.
Ooh, okay.
By the end of the day, I can say, okay, I completed everything I needed to do.
You making checkpoints throughout your day then.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Come on,
Yes,
come
sir.
on, Reverend. Come on, Reverend. What you got? Because you didn't do today.
No, I'm just sitting here and I'm just like everything God said, like it's there, like, you know. But I would just say every day just wake up remembering your why. I went to a CME school, so I know we had Reverend Dean Beatty used to say, why are you here and what is your purpose? Why are you here? Why are you on this earth? Why are you in this job? Why are you, doing what you're doing? What is your purpose? What are you here and hope to accomplish? Sometimes when you remember your why, it helps you. I say one thing about being an educator, it's easy to forget why you're here. It's easy to lose sight in what you're here for and just be like, oh yeah, at this point I'm just here to get paid. Nah, teaching is a calling. Going to college is a calling. Going to achieve your dreams is a calling. You get called to do certain things, and it's just to sit within that calling and just be appreciative and just like, okay, like I know my purpose. I know why I'm here, and I'm going to achieve that mission. Also, understand that you only fail is if you give up. God's rejection is also His protection. Understand that.
Say it again. Say it again.
I'm gonna say God's rejection is also His protection.
Come on now.
Sometimes you gotta realize that He stops you right here, just because He know that there's danger ahead. He gotta let the danger pass before He'll let you progress. Also, understand this. I had to learn that don't spend so much time looking behind you that you can't move forward. Because you can't move forward looking behind you.
You can't, because you can't see where you're going.
You can't see where you're going. And it's crazy that this lesson came from me telling my kids to leave my classroom in a single file line, and one kid, he kept looking back. And he stopped the whole line because he was so focused on what was happening behind him that he forgot that the line was moving in front of him. And it's the same thing in life. We so focused on what happened to us in our past and what's going on in our past that we forget to just say, wait a minute, I got so much ahead of me. I got so much to achieve ahead of me. Life moves on. We got to learn how to move on. You know, and I'm not, and this is not applied to everything. Trust me, because I'm a huge advocate for reparations. So please do not try to use this against me in my political career.
Somebody gonna screen record that.
This ain't what I was saying. So I just wanted to put on the record, like, no, I ain't saying this. This is not applying to slavery. That's in our DNA. Okay, but I'm saying within our traumas that we are dealing with, you know, from our childhood, from things like that, we got to learn how to move forward. We got to learn how to take that pain and change that into triumph, that trauma into triumph. You got to adapt. We don't forget about it, but we got to sit there and say, yes, this happened to me. And now this is the reason, like, I'm going to succeed. I'm going to use my stories. Like, my life wasn't perfect, but I use my stories to teach other people. I use my stories to say, like, I got to remember where I come from. I got to remember that it always wasn't this good. I got to remember that it always wasn't like this. So I got to appreciate where I'm at now because I remember where I was at. That's the only time I say, you know, we should look behind us, but look forward always. We are not going back.
Kevin, you said something that reminded me of a comedian. His name was Michael Jr. He talked about the why. And he said, he made a comment, and you know, he was doing the story, but he ended up with saying, when you know your why, your what becomes more impactful because you're walking towards your purpose. When you know your why, your what becomes impactful because you're walking towards your purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. All right, listen here, fellas. All I got to say is this show was powerful, different, but powerful. Because
Meek and Kevin.
I don't think we get anywhere yet.
Sometimes Kevin and I, we kind of be. Sometimes we do. But every show is different for us, and so this is just as impactful as last week. But oh my gosh, thank you all for being vulnerable. Now let's listen. Before we get up out of here, lately what we've been trying to do is we want to know what's going on in your world. You know, you can shout out, you know, what you're doing professionally, personally. You know, Kevin will always, you know, I always love what Kevin is doing with the young people. There you go. If y'all didn't know, he's an author as well.
Send that book up here so we can get in the elementary schools up here.
Oh,
got you. We'll do.
While you're in Seattle, it might take about 3 days to get up here, but yeah, go ahead and say one.
Oh, Amazon got it in 2 days. It's on Amazon.
So let's go there real quick. Let's put a spotlight on everybody. Shane, let's talk about you.
Yes, sir.
What's going on in the world, brother?
Oh man, listen, I am getting ready to retire out the military.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. I'm looking forward to that. I don't know what the outside world look like right now, but I'm getting on out of here and getting ready to go over there. Also, in my I have a semester and a half left before I graduate with my doctorate in healthcare administration and health sciences. So I'm looking forward to walking through across that stage and just, you know, beginning that new chapter in life. So looking forward to it, man. I'm excited and giving God thanks for where I'm at.
Okay.
Because, you know, as a boy growing up, I didn't know I was going to get here. I didn't know. You know, I always look at my friends. Oh, they graduating with this and they graduate with that. You know, graduating with all the degrees that I have. I said, Mom and Dad, this is all for y'all. Put it in the house. I'm here because of you. Thank God for your spirituality and just being there for me. But I'm gonna keep the doctorate. I'm gonna put that in my house.
All right, that's fine. I'm curious. Do you and your twin brother, you all have kind of parallel paths? Did you all kind of go the same way? Y'all kind of went different directions?
Yeah, we went separate ways. So he's like a renowned chef down in DC. So he does all the stuff there for the mayor and all that stuff. So he's doing his thing.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, Josh, what you got going on? What's going on in your world?
Hey, I've been sitting here patiently waiting to break the news to the net. Hello. Hey, y'all see that background Kevin got? So we getting ready to branch. We're going historically black since Midwest, where we will be highlighting most of the HBCUs in the Midwest, as a lot of the HBCUs are in the South. I want to give the Midwest, a premier database to kind of show everybody else what we do up here, because it's kind of special. We got a lot of talents, we got a lot of artists, we have a lot of everything that are not getting the platform they need. So please, everybody, follow the Historically Black Sense Midwest page. Stay tuned. We got content. We got all types of stuff coming, concerts, all types of stuff. If anyone would like to be involved, sponsorships, promotions, anything, we're here, willing to talk. I would love to share the rest of my plan with the world.
All right, wait a minute. So we're going to go. Where are you located, Josh?
Frankfort, Kentucky. I'm up here at Kentucky State. I got a whole team. So yes, sir. I currently have a whole team of campus influencers on feet, taking videos of we getting the whole experience. We catching all things positive. Kentucky State. I got Central State. I got Lincoln University. I got Simmons College. I got who else? I got Wilberforce. I'm coming for everybody. I'm trying to make sure all this young black talent gets seen. So it's cameras out. We straight to work. So any support helps. Anybody looking to support young black
I'm retiring
talent.
soon. So yeah, I'm ready. I'm on board. I'm gonna have all the time I can get.
Hey, big bro, we here. You're gonna see it first. Hey, we launching. We trying to launch October 1st, the latest October 5th. We here.
Okay.
All right. Kevin, how's the campaign trail?
Well, first, as someone who is born and raised in the Midwest, Detroit 313. So, as someone who was born and raised, I'm gonna say thank you. Especially because we're in the process of getting our HBCU, the Lewis School of Business, back up and actually bringing that HBCU vibe up there. So let's hope that Historically Black Sense can be that huge influence that push right into the Detroit's
we will be there,
HBCU.
my brother.
Yeah, thank you.
We'll be there. I promise you.
Let me know anything.
I will.
I can do to help. I'm definitely a resource. I love the city and I love working with our HBCUs. About the campaign. For those who do not know, I'm currently running for school board of the Opar School District, which is, fun fact, my old school district and the current school district that I actually also teach in. So I got over 15 plus years in this district. I came back. I'm the youngest teacher in the district. I'm only 22 years old, for those who do not know. So let me just tell y'all, I've been moving. Also, again, I have my book out. It's available on Amazon right now, 2-day shipping. So go ahead and check into that. If you can't find it, which I know the first thing you type in when you type in The Perfect Crown on Amazon is there. But if you cannot find it, go on www.keys2success24.org. And that is all the information about my campaign, how you can help my campaign, and how you can purchase my book. So please, definitely support. Anything else, everything else that's going on in my life is just normal, just me teaching and continue to try to, shape the youth and continue to be the best person I can be, and hopefully win this campaign and continue to make changes in our people's lives.
Awesome. So listen, Oak Park High School was just here in Cleveland yesterday.
Yes, they was. You were there.
I was there.
And that's my old band, actually. That's the crazy part. That's the district I worked for.
I was one of the co-hosts of the event.
Really? That's crazy. See, look at that.
Yes, and while we were there, we had Simmons College. Yeah. Simmons College was there, and Wilberforce bands were there.
Shout out to my old band director, Virgil Bruce Goodwine, the second. He's the second, Dr. Goodwine. Shout out to him. I got to put the full name out there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So we had a great time. Let's see what's happening in my world. Well, that was it. I just did the Battle of the Bands here in Cleveland, Ohio. I hosted that event, a 2-day event. On top of everything else I'm doing, the campaign is going well with the school levy. We're still making an impact, showing the community all of the progress. Excited about the fact that the school district I work for, Cleveland Metropolitan School District, reached 3 stars. I mean, we are meeting state standards across the board, and we are just shooting and pushing for better for our scholars, and we are thankful for our educators and our families and our community for sticking behind and supporting our students in their future. Other than that, yeah, like I said, I am taking some time off. I'm on my way to Vegas.
Hey, you weren't playing, was you? And he went back to the topic. He wasn't.
You know what? I can help you out with that. I'm off this week.
Yeah. I'm gonna do one good meeting tomorrow. I got one good meeting I got to go to tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. That's it.
And after that,
Yeah.
Anthony, when you talk about traveling, don't you have something that's coming up that we talk about traveling every week that you haven't mentioned this week?
Oh, I switched it up though. I just switched it up. Oh, but yeah, but fellas, if y'all passport ready, I do have I got a birthday trip going to Dubai, May of 2025.
Oh, you
May,
balling.
I'm gonna be over there in April, so I might just wait till you come up.
Yeah, just come on down. Yeah, come on. Yeah, come on.
I told you I'm spacing out.
Yeah,
my time.
He said I'm retired and I'm about to have me some fun.
Listen, Monique did say, love this. Let me know how I can support any of these projects. She's a good friend of the show. She's an advocate for HBCU or anything that alumni are doing. So trust and believe. If she can help get the message out about the book, Kevin, she'll put it in her newsletter, Historically Black Sentiment West. She'll add it to the newsletter. Doc, if you want to do some surveys to send out to some alumni or some people in like the Texas area to help support your studies, she'll do that as well. That's just what she does. That's what she does.
That's
so,
amazing.
Monique, thank you. Also, Vernon said that I'm assuming for you, Josh, he wants to let you know that we need to chat. He's in Richmond, Kentucky.
So for the live, if you want to contact me, you can contact me on Facebook, Instagram, or I'm on every social media platform under my name. You can just contact me in the DMs if you'd like to talk about helping. I'd appreciate that.
Listen, fellas, Kevin and I want to thank our special guest today, Shane Kane. I'm going to mispronounce it real quick. Okay, Shane Kane and Joshua Cross for joining us today. Your perspectives and experience are invaluable, and we're honored to have you here in the cave. And to all of our brothers and again our sisters watching and listening, if you're battling burnout or mental exhaustion, don't hesitate to reach out for support. You can call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 1-800-273-8255, or you can just text hello to 741-741. Again, you can text hello to 741-741 for the crisis text line. Your mental health matters because you matter. Listen, next week, we're going to keep the conversation going as we dive deeper into Suicide Prevention Month. So make sure you turn in. And lastly, as always, a big shout out to Historically Black Sense for giving us this platform to uplift our community. And for more updates, hey, we got something brand new. For more updates about the HBCU Man Cave, if you want to reach out to any of our guests, to Kevin or myself, I need you to check out the link that will be in the description of this show or in the chat. And you can join our mailing list so you can get some of the highlights, some of the resources that we've talked about today. You can be able to follow up with any of our guests on the show. So again, make sure you click on that link. You'll find it in the description of the show and or in the chat right now. As always, I'm your boy, your uncle, your cousin, your best friend. I'm outside, y'all. You've been watching the HBCU Man Cave, where men come and we can relax, relate, and release. Hey, stay safe, stay blessed, and stay focused. And we'll catch you next time in the cave. Peace.